Hey y'all, so if you're in how to
You gotta be able to have conversations. Sometimes people don't understand that. They ain't always be man. Man, I'm over here on YouTube and I'm doing a call in on YouTube where you can call in and we're gonna talk live on YouTube, man. So go to my YouTube and the numbers on the page, so you can go in there, motherfucking see it, and then call in and we're gonna talk about whatever you want to talk about. I don't give a fuck what it is. Let's discuss the situation. Yeah, man. Come over to my YouTube and call in and we're gonna have some conversations, man. The number 502 431 7542. Call in and let's talk a little shit, man. Man, I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, man. I'm waiting for people to call in and let's have a conversation about whatever you want to have a conversation about, man. You know, I don't believe in letting people hold back their emotions, their feelings. Anything you got to get off your chest, get it off your chest. Let's talk about it. You know, I'm over here pushing it, man. I'm really in that type of life to where I know that people rather hear other people and talk to people about situations in life, man. I want to talk about the crime and what you think we should do about the crime, man. Yo! So when you feeling it, call in and let's talk about it. Lines are hot. You ain't got to do me down the number and let's talk about whatever situation you want to talk about. I want to talk about the crimes going on in the world, man. I want to talk about what we need to do to stop the juvenile crime and the crime that people are losing their life for in the United States, man. Let's talk about it. There's a lot of things that people don't understand. I'm a male. My pronoun is male. But yeah, I think a lot of people in the world don't never get a chance to express different emotions or different things they want to say about them. Have you ever been sitting back and you going through the internet and you see something you want to holler at? Man, I wish that motherfucker just shut the fuck up. You want to holler at the TV because you feel like the president is not doing what you think. There's a lot of things that people want to say, but they don't have a platform to speak about them type of things. Man. My platform is the one. Because a lot of people in this world ain't paying attention to the most important things in the world, and that's the crime, the loss of life. Every time you hear about somebody having a shooting in any part of the United States, it's a mass. Meaning multiple people lost their life in a situation that wasn't even supposed to happen that way, man. You have individuals, everybody in America has a gun nowadays, and everybody ain't fucked up with pulling that gun, man. You have a lot of people in this world. When I do these stories about this crime, you hear about a lot of innocent people just walking about their day, going back and forth to work, and somebody walk up and carjack them or rob them, man. It just got so insane that if you take public transportation, you taking a chance of losing your life. Because I do so many stories where people be on buses and trains and they be attacking folks with switchblades and knives for no reason, man. Every time that I do a story about the subways in New York City or Chicago, you see people that they say are disturbed that push people in front of trains or push people downstairs in their life, man. There's a lot of things that people ain't comprehending that's more important that represents celebrities news. It's the fucking news that's going on in the streets, man. There's too many people in this world that's losing their life for no reason, and the only thing you gotta do is stay dangerous, man. I tell everyone that walks around in this world that don't be intensifying on taking somebody's life, but don't let nobody take your life on a humbug, man. Always, the first thing you do when you get up and walk out your door, make sure you got something to protect yourself with, man. Because the people in this world walk around and look for the most vulnerable people to attack and rob and take your life for little simple things, man. I do too many stories where people in the world are crying out for help in certain cities like Chicago and Memphis, asking somebody to come in and save them people from the crime that's happening in their streets, man. The police can't take on them criminals that's in them streets because the police ain't got enough firepower, they ain't got enough technology, and a lot of them folks don't want to die, which I really understand that part, man. A lot of people don't understand that most of the states or cities in America that's got the highest crime rates are governed by all black politicians from the top to the bottom. Governors, senators, commissioners. And them folks don't care about the people in their community, man. It is crazy when people sit there and go to the voting booth and vote for one individual because that person told you that he gonna do this and she gonna do that, knowing that only one vote that they have can't change the situation in life, man. Politicians are not becoming politicians because they want to give back to the community. Most politicians go into becoming politics because they want some money, man. Anytime that you don't have to do nothing but show up to work for 4 times a year and you make $250,000, that shit sound like a scam to me, man. People don't understand that these folk come together when it's convenient for them to pass laws and bills that suit their sponsors are the people that's giving them their money in their pockets, man. People want to holler out, how can you stop the violence in the streets? Eliminate all the weapons that them folks are manufacturing in them plants, man. Do you realize that it is so many weapons on the street that you can't account for everybody that has a weapon nowadays? Them people want to say, come and fingerprint yourself and we'll give you a gun, but what about the ones that ain't got a fingerprint and they got plenty of guns? I want to talk about it, man. The number's on the screen. Call in and let's talk about it, man. What the heck is that?
Okay, people, let's get the let out. Actually, Mr. Kersey Benson, or maybe crap by now. You got me, Brad. You got me. Textbook is ready.
Hold on. Man, I hate technology. Hello? I guess they didn't want to talk. I guess they were just calling in to be calling in. The number's on the screen. Yeah, I know, man. I know, man. That shit that's insane. If you want to call in and talk about something, call area code 502 431 7542. And let's talk about whatever you want to talk about, man. Yeah, the NRA is the biggest contributor to all political parties, Democrats and Republicans. If them folks want to eliminate the manufacturing of guns, They can do it with a swift. They ain't got them to sign a bill, man. But guns are the most important thing to the American people because it's wrote in the Constitution and said you had the right to bear arms, man. But then when you find out that you don't have the right to bear arms in certain situations, that make you wonder why did you write the Constitution, man? Them folks say you got the right to protect your family, protect your property. If this was back in the Western days and somebody came on your property, you had the right to gun them down and the sheriff come out there and bury them folks, man. Back in the Western days, when it was only a sheriff in every town, people had the right to protect their cattle. People had the right to protect their family. But now you have progressed to where these folks have laws that punish the people that are protecting their family and the things that they have built in life and say they didn't have the right to take somebody's life. If a person come on your property, kicking your door, climb through your window, breaking your car, I feel like you have a right to protect yourself, man. People don't understand the hard things that come in life come with a motherfucker walking through life and doing what they need to do to buy the thing that they want, man. I don't care if you hustled, you grind, you went to work, anything that you possess, don't nobody have the right to take, man. Can't nobody take nothing. Them folks already said that that's crazy that they talk about that can't no convicted felon have possession of a firearm, but we have a president that's a 36 convicted felon that has his finger on the nuclear warhead, man. This man ain't walking around with a Draco or a pistol in his pocket, man. I tell people every day, if you're a convicted felon and them folks try to prosecute you, you need to tell them, what about Donald Trump? What about the president? How you gonna tell me that I can't protect me and my family, but y'all give a madman the keys and codes to a nuclear warhead, man? I'm just saying. I don't understand it. But as you go through this world, you realize one thing about laws. Laws got always a back door to fit somebody when they got money, man. For every law that them people pass, it's a hidden passageway in there to get them folks up out their situation if they be the one get caught up in them situations, man. People don't understand that lawmakers sit on television on live TV and tell you folks live that y'all folks ain't got to do nothing but just watch on the House Senate floor, man. Anytime that them folks have a vote on any laws, they have a debate in the House chambers, man. And if you don't know, them folks posted live on their websites, and you can watch some of them same Democrats that say they ain't pushing for this, they really pushing for that, man. You can watch some of them Republicans that's telling you this, really telling you that, man. I tell a person like this, man, if you don't know the laws, you walk around in a world and you're gonna lose when it become your life. You get put in a situation where somebody make you have to defend yourself, man. I think it's crazy that only certain states in the United States have what you would call stand your ground law. Meaning that if someone poses a threat to you, you have the right to neutralize that threat at any means necessary, even taking that person's life. But then you have some states that an individual can come in your house and pistol whoop you, and if they run out the door, you can't gun them down, man. I don't understand that, man. I look at life like you only get one chance at this. Why would you waste it on some nut-ass individual and let them take your life, man? I was always told it's better to be carried, never to be carried by 6, but to be judged by 12 in any situation, man. Never to be carried by 6, but to be judged by 12 is a better situation than any situation you won't ever understand, man. Especially when you ain't doing nothing in this world to create no chaos or hurt no one, and someone bring that pain to you, you don't know how to take that stuff, man. When someone do something to you or your family, the only thing you have in your eyes is anger and hate. The hardest thing in the world is to go to court and watch your child get on the stand and tell the whole world about how somebody raped them folks, man. The court system is so messed up that sex offenders have more chances than anyone in this world to go back out there and reoffend, man. I did a story that was so sad that a man was running around there with HIV, went to court last month because his wife filed charges against him for exposing her to HIV. Them folks locked this man up and then gave him probation for exposing this woman to HIV. And a week later, that man caught a 14-year-old little boy walking through a park and raped that little boy. The court dropped the ball, man. Them folks dropped the ball, man. There's a lot of things I can believe that people can reform and be better at, but raping ain't one of them folks, man. If a person rapes somebody once, they got the potential to rape somebody again. And if a person do anything to a person, such as enter their body without their consent, that is rape, man. And if anyone ever was to do something like that to one of my children, I think I'm going to jail, man. Because I'm not going to let my child get on the stand, tell the honest to God truth, go through the right things, call the police, do the DNA, and then them folks get in court and they mess up and this person go free by a technicality, man. I'm not going to do that, man. I think the worst and most horrible thing that goes on in the world when a person has been raped or victimized by somebody in this world and them folks notify them that that person out here walking around. I don't care if it was 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. When a person takes someone's security away from them, they never get it back. And when a person knows that that individual is walking around somewhere on this earth, that person can't sleep at night, man. That person can't sleep knowing that someone that done something to them so horrible that it ain't no time that can pass that they can forget that, man. I tell people every day, man, the worst thing that a person could ever do is rape somebody. Take something from somebody that can't be given back, man. I think about when I was a child, and more of the people in our neighborhood used to have what you would call street justice. If someone did something so horrible to anyone in the neighborhood, everybody in the neighborhood put their hands and feet on that individual way before the police came. I knew of people that had sex with underage girls and people found out about it and they drugged that person through the process, kicking their ass from end to end, man. Nowadays, it's so many women that's looking for somebody to take care of them, pay their rent, pay their bills, that they'll sacrifice their daughters to them sick folks, man. They'll sacrifice their daughters to them sick individuals in this world. And it's sad. A lot of these mamas look at these dudes and they be they miss their time. They miss their time, and when they feel like that they can still get in some kind of way, they offer their daughters, and sometimes their sons is bait to these sick motherfuckers, man. Sick, man. It's insane. It's insane that people don't understand that the most sickest individuals on this earth when it comes to trafficking is women. Women are more easier to bait young women in and make them think that selling themselves is the way to go. I've seen so many stories online where women that used to be little girls tell stories about how they became prostitutes. And every last one of them was they was looking up to another prostitute like a mama, man. And them folks showed them that the only way that they could make some money was to sell their body, and that wasn't the right way to go, man. It's a lot of parents out here right now as we speak that bring so many other men around their kids that their kids don't know nothing about selling themselves because they know their mamas and daddies doing it, man.
A what?
If you got a pole in your living room,
So you're gonna sell this stuff?
then you already on lost, man.
Do you have an
I see so many women that rather swing on a pole than go get a good job, man. You don't never see, when I be watching social media, man, it trips me out because you have more people putting out there the negative part of the things they do, like stripping. Most strippers are people that have emotional problems and were molested as children, man. Most people that's out there selling their body on the streets was molested as child, as children, man. So when these young women online swinging their body, OnlyFans, degrading themselves for $1, man, then what you expect them other kids to do when they see their mamas and daddies doing the same thing, man? That's just like if a person know that their DNA got in a drug addiction, then they don't need to be trying them things, man. I knew that my family had an addiction to crack cocaine and cocaine, period. So I knew in life that I never wanted to try that, man. In my life, I've never tried a hardcore drug because I know that my bloodline is toxic and my bloodline gets addicted to drugs, man. A lot of people got to understand that when you know, man. When you sit back and you realize that your whole generation got a problem with alcohol, then why do you want to drink alcohol, man? I'll tell a person when you start urinating on yourself, passing out around random people, you got a problem, man. There's a lot of things in this world that I ain't gonna comprehend or I ain't meant to understand. And one of them is, why is these folks out here taking fentanyl pills and taking fentanyl and them folks telling them they're killing them, man? Why is these young people and old people out here snorting shit, eating shit, they know they got a 50%, a 90% chance of killing them? I don't understand it. It's crazy. The world has become so vague that women are willing to put their life on jeopardy just so they can have a thinner waist, a bigger ass, or some bigger boobs to try to impress somebody else, man. When them folk don't understand that when you go up under that knife, you might not come back, man.
That's uncanny. Were you watching from across the street? What happened next?
Hello?
Hey, what are you kids doing there?
Hello?
I'm just saying you wouldn't underestimate the depths to which men will sink to score with a hot chick. That's so insulting. No, I'm calling you a hot chick. Yeah, he's calling you a hot chick. Shut up. You know, you should take a page from that guy's book. He's talking about, like, you want to
There's some sick individuals called in. That fool right there called in. I don't know what he was thinking, man. I don't know what he was thinking. But yeah, it's a lot of people in this world that's sick, man. If you sitting there and you see a man that's looking at a young girl in an inappropriate way, then you know he's sick. If you got a daughter and you bring a random man in your house, you taking a chance. I see so many people in this world that I really don't understand, man. I'm talking about I don't understand why so many people put their children in horrific situations when they ain't got to do them but look up the sex offender registry, man. And I find the sickest people that normally willingly defend the sex offender that don't rape somebody in life, man. I don't understand how women know that somebody raped somebody and that person tells them, oh, it wasn't like that, they lied on me, and you believe that shit, man. You believe that, man. It's sad, man. There's a lot of people in this world that people need to focus on that rape people and need to be punished, man. You have Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club, dude that went online and admitted that he raped somebody, man. Dude was on Big Idiot podcast where he was sitting back and the host of the show was drilling him about him giving a woman Spanish fly in a ENJ, and Charlemagne was sitting back and he was laughing. It's crazy when you hear a predator and a pedophile laugh about victimizing somebody, man. That man said that he got the woman so high and drunk and had his way with her, and the next day she told him that she didn't remember nothing. And Charlemagne said, the woman said, I was glad it was you and wasn't nobody else. What type of rape victim tells you, I'm glad you raped me, but I'm glad that nobody else raped me, man? It's sad that the culture doesn't point out all the sick individuals because they're black, man. You can't say that you for the culture, but you push all kind of bull crap on your page, man. You can't say you from the culture if you're not trying to change the culture of the streets and the culture that we live in and the violence and racism that goes on in the streets, man. A lot of people don't understand that everybody of every race goes through struggles as a child and as an adult in life. Don't nobody ever think that all white people grow up with a silver spoon in their mouth, because I've seen plenty of them grow up just like me, dirt poor, man. Can't nobody sit back and say that anything stopping them from becoming anything they want in life. When I don't see individuals, black and white, come from the same environment as I came from and progress in life because they wouldn't give up, man. They wouldn't give up. If you don't give up, you ain't gonna lose in life, man. If you don't give up, you ain't gonna lose in life, man. Hello?
Sorry, yes, flashers. I know we always talk to this was that you were paying for the elevator, but this is really important. I don't want to waste any time.
What is it?
I think I know why person drove the SUV.
Sometimes rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah. But yeah, man, them folks it's so many sick individuals out in this world, man. And people don't point them out because they don't want the backlash when they black, man. I ain't gonna never let nobody get away with ever doing something to a child and I don't point it out. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, or Asian. I'm not gonna let nobody ever tell me just because I point out some 6 things that an individual do that's black that I ain't right, man. I ain't gonna let nobody tell me I'm a coon just because I'm spitting knowledge and telling folks that if you go out there playing them games in the streets, somebody gonna take your life. People want to say that anybody that's trying to push peace or push knowledge ain't hood, man. I'm gonna tell you this, man. If I ain't hood ain't don't even exist. But I'm gonna tell you this: just because a person say they hood don't mean that they live in the project. That means that they came from a certain environment and it's a piece of their life forever, man. It's just like if you go to college and you absorb knowledge out of a book, you never gonna forget it, man. So if I go through a struggle in a situation in life, that's gonna be a part of me forever. That don't mean that I gotta shoot off every day like every hood person that you see online that's running around with their pants sagging, hanging around with no weapons and talking crazy to people, man. I'm a different kind of hood person, man. I'm a hood individual that been through so much in life that I learned that the only way you're gonna learn more out of life is if you read more books. When you read books, you realize a lot of things about men and women and human beings in life, man. You realize that pastors and preachers ain't nothing but con artists when you look at their congregation and they know they marksman. I had a woman tell me yesterday, won't you come and go to church with me? I swear to God, last week, I was in church and the preacher was talking to me. I told the woman the preacher wasn't talking to you, the preacher was talking to their congregation. When the preachers sit down and they go through their Bible, when they need money, they go into the hardest parts of the Bible and find words of encouragement. And then they manipulate people by saying things like this. I know you're going through a hard time, but God got you. I know you're trying to figure out where to go at in life and love and in happiness. God's watching you and telling you you in the right place. They ain't doing nothing but marking they ain't doing but talking to their marks. You tell me anyone that ain't in church looking for a blessing or looking for a hope, then they ain't in church, man. So any preacher can step up on the platform and preach and say anything about poverty, anything about struggle, and they can manipulate you folks dropping their money in that pot, man. I ain't gonna never understand why you pull up to a church and the preacher driving a Bentley and most of the people in this congregation rode a bus. I ain't gonna understand when you walk in a church and them folk got ATMs by every bathroom so you don't make sure you don't miss swiping your card to give somebody some money, man. I ain't gonna never understand when you be in a church and them folks pass the collection plate around 4-5 times during the church service, man. I ain't gonna understand that. I tell people every day, don't never give your money to a false prophet. If God come out the sky and tell you to pay some tithes directly to him or her, then that's when you pay them folks, man. People don't understand that when churches was built because people needed somewhere to come and congregate and worship together. When people came to churches, them folk got out there and actually built churches and came up with collection to pay the water bill and the light bill. Them folk didn't come up with money for the preacher to go out and buy his wife a brand new car. Only time them folk pass their collection plate around is when a bill need to be paid. That's what they need to do right now. Pass the collection plate around when there's a hole in the roof or the light bill need to be paid in the church, and then I'll throw in some money, man. But you're throwing all that money in them buckets week after week after week after week after week ain't gonna get you into heaven, man. A lot of them churches won't even let a drug dealer that been dropping off thousands of dollars in their congregation have their funeral in there when they die, man. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen over and over, man. That's what people don't understand, man. Never put your faith in man. And if you want a relationship with God, you ain't got to drop down to your knees and start praying because he gonna hear you no matter where you at, man. You ain't got to be in no church or in no building to worship no Lord or no God or your Savior or whoever you want to worship, Buddha or whoever it is in the sky that you believe is giving you everything you need when you ask for it, man. I'm just saying.
3 out of 4 people reached an A1C of less than 7%. And
You gotta be yourself, man. A lot of people be like, well, you gotta talk like this and you gotta be like this to actually grow on the internet. I think you just be yourself and whatever comes out of that comes out of that. Because everybody's content is different, man. Some people content the same because them folks don't know how to build a platform off the branded who they is or who they are, man. I see so many people on, man, a lot of these folks ain't got nothing but the same content. They don't do nothing but chase crap, chase rappers, chase celebrities. Man, why you talking about them folk? Them folk got money, them folk got problems that most of us ain't gonna never even have to go through, man. When people out here in the streets starving and going through real poverty and going through real struggles, losing family members to gang violence, but these folks on platform promoting gang violence. They promoting it. You know, I think that when COVID hit, a lot of people didn't know what to do. And the biggest thing before COVID hit was WorldStar. And WorldStar wasn't a platform that didn't show nothing but hood fights. Young black folks and young people of color out here assaulting each other, shooting at each other, and them folk glorified that, man. So then you had a lot of people when the internet got to really popping in 2020 when COVID and the whole world was locked down. People got to see people sit in their houses and do the same thing, but talk about people like they wasn't nothing, man. A lot of people that had free cell phones gave to them by the government, there was cluckers sitting on the street, grabbed the phone, and walked around, and them folks said, oh, he's funny, man. Because them folks ain't never seen cluckers do stupid things like most people have to sit in front of liquor stores all day. That's the truth, man. That's the truth. There's too many sick folks out here, man. There's a lot. There's a lot of some sick people out here, man. There's a lot. All spam calls. All spam. All spam. I only had 3 calls call in, and them folks called in some sick individuals, man.
So what?
That's why when you have a radio show and the people call in, you got to listen to them before you put them on loudspeaker.
Okay. She's been gone a long time.
You got to, because them folks have to say anything, man. They have to say anything.
Oh God, no! You're probably right. No. Oh no, my wife's left me because of a 5-minute fight. Yeah. Oh God, I've driven her away. I'm gonna have to raise our children by myself. Oh my God. What? Mom left? No, Mom didn't leave. Where is she?
Whew. You see the number at the bottom of the screen. You want to call in, talk, let's talk. Call in. But just know you ain't going to get a chance to be out there on live just saying what you think you're going to say, man.
We're not getting divorced. Where's Mom? We had a little fight. No. Guys, it's gonna be alright. Just go upstairs or something, alright? Hey, Sean. Oh, hey, listen, that's the royal part. You'll probably have to call the other ladies and tell them. Hey, hi, Sean. Oh, hi. It's a pleasure. Wow, there's a lot of you. Okay.
Coming to America. Coming to America was a trip.
I almost forgot that I was here in a domestic capacity.
Hey, Eddie Murphy a trip. Eddie Murphy was the hardest thing. He was a hell of a comedian. He's one of the people that broke into the. But everybody don't understand that, man. A lot of these comedians was they get on stage and they cuss and they talk crazy, but when they get to mainstream and get into TV, they had to tone it down to fit the the narrative of the people in the world, man. That's normal. But it wasn't why people will pay a person like David Chappelle. When you got that talent where you can sit down and you can have a conversation with a mic in front of you and a drink, you can't lose, man. You don't lose. That's why I tell people, man, I can't never run out of content because I can't never stop talking. I don't even have a topic, man. I can just sit here and just start talking, and it's like I'm standing around in a room full of people and I'm having a conversation with friends and family. Because a lot of things that people talk about online, I'll be having the problem they're having in life, man. They just want somebody to listen to them. They just want somebody to listen to them, somebody sometimes to talk. That's why people call into radio shows and tell people about their problems because they want somebody to hear them and not judge them, man. I ain't gonna judge now, person. You call in, man, we can have a conversation, but just know the world gonna be listening, man. Know the world gonna be listening. Know that the world is gonna be listening. Hmm. Hello? Hello? I guess you don't want to talk. Okay, I see you. That's a ride.
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, how you doing, Skipper?
Excuse me. Oh, I'm a semi. Big Dials.
So with the
He's like, fuck Mr. McDowell.
I'm not going to work today. If you are going to work today, I'm sick of living out. Look at this kid. Look at that. Fine. Take these legs out. But you are going to work today.
Excuse me. Oh, dropped it.
Hey, you know, I started looking up just like you guys. But now, see, I'm washing lettuce. Soon I'll be on fry. Then the grill. A year or two, I make assistant manager. And that's where the big bucks start rolling in. Just 2 years, eh?
That's true. Like, you had to watch Coming to America to understand that was the period of time I grew up in was Coming to America, man. I remember going to the movie theater, sitting down, watching Coming to America. I wouldn't go to no movie theaters nowadays, though.
Let's go to my house.
What would I like to cook for you? You cook? Great. Tell you what, I'll buy the groceries.
Fine. But I have to warn you. My home is very poor.
Who cares about that? I'd love to see you there.
And Trick said his house very poor, but Sammy on upgraded the house where in the Bronx it looked like a mansion.
Welcome to my humble abode.
The Trick got hot tubs and everything.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Excuse me for a moment. What have you done? You told me to fix up the place. I should kill you. You're supposed to be a part. Everything is fine.
Well. We tried to call in situation and a lot of perverts called in.
For God's sake, I think that's for pocket money. You have no more money, you can cause no more mischief. You are being unreasonable.
Hmm.
And you have ruined my chance with you. I will never forgive you. I am very sorry.
Why not?
There is a rat. A big rat inside.
You know what I think? I think there is no way. I think you're just so ashamed you can't
Once again, you have judged correct.
If it bothers you that much, we can go after you.
They real strange, man. You know that.
Would be much better.
These folks out here so weird nowadays that it don't make no sense. I tell people every day, man, look, you can't even figure these folks out because a lot of these folks is they demons in their mind and they looking for devilish shit to do every day, man. Every day. It never fails. It never fails, man. These folks. Even little kid, I tell people, man, if I had one of them folks come up on me with one of them ski masks on, man, I'm gonna hit them with that blowtorch. I'm gonna hit them with that blowtorch. I ain't gonna play no games.
Frank, no. Leave me alone. Frank, no. I'm still not talking to you.
I'll tell you. Let me ask y'all a question. Do people even go on dates anymore, man? I mean, do people actually meet people and go on dates? Because most of the people nowadays, when you meet them, you either fucking them or, you know what I mean? They on that type of shit nowadays, man.
You have the most amazing effect on people.
No, I don't.
It's true. Look at that guy at the basketball. People love you. I bet where you're from, women have to feel themselves.
Why do you say that?
Because you have a kind of inner glow. You're above anything petty. It's almost regal. So what'd you do back home?
Back home, I was in the family business.
What's that?
Sheep burden.
Gold fish. Yes, yes.
Really?
Yes, does it surprise you?
No. It's just that you seem so educated.
Well, the life of a gold digger is not that demanding. People pretty much take care of themselves, which leaves the man with a great deal of time to read.
What is that?
No, it's not right, I should say.
We should start worrying about people. If I wanted a wealthy guy, I'd be with them.
That's what.
You want to dance?
Oh, that's insane. That's true. That's like that. That's like that gal that was online talking about she a super stud because she's a virgin. You ain't no virgin if you don't let somebody ever put some up in you, man. I don't care, man. I'm telling you, I don't met more of them so-called studs getting smashed on the side, man. We called them bull dykers back in the day, the ones that didn't want nothing but girls. But even the bull dykers had a little boyfriend on somewhere they could slide up in there. You know what I mean? I don't have some females that's full life gay that I don't slept with, and they just wanted to see what it felt like, man. You ain't no stud if you got 5, 6 kids, man. I tell you the most nasty thing I be seeing these women out here doing is they'll put their mouth on anything, man. They put their mouth on anything. You know what I mean? You see a girl and she got some big old fat gal and that's her girlfriend. You'd be like, man, the girl got 4, 5 kids, and you like, man, you finna put your mouth between that? You know? I don't knock nobody for being who they are, what they are, but I be looking at it like that's some nasty, crazy stuff, man. Any woman that want to put their mouth on a woman that already done had multiple weenies in her and had kids and kids and kids, and then they holler out, oh, she don't want nothing but a woman. Man, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Any woman that ever had a piece of that salami go always want some of that salami. And any woman that want another woman to beat her with a rubber weenie, or let a man beat her with a real weenie, man. For real. You know what I mean? Just think about it, I'm telling you. And I don't knock off plenty of little so-called gay girls. Shit. They just freaks. I keep telling people, man, eventually these folks ain't gonna have no another generation because all the women messing with all the women and all the men messing with all the men, and you can't make no doo-doo babies, man. You cannot make no baby with no doo-doo, man. You be asking people that be really just talking crazy. man. Don't nobody need no man. You don't need no man until you need a man.
You actually want to send this?
Right.
His Majesty King Joffrey Joffer, Royal Palace, Virginia. Sire, Akeem and I have depleted our funds. Kindly send $300,000 immediately, as we are in dire straits. Your humble servant, Semi.
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 Should I make it 400,000?
You think that'll be enough?
You are right. 500,000.
As long as you're asking, why don't we go for a full million?
You do not think that would be too much?
Nah.
Okay, what's going on?
The trees.
I came to see a kid. What are you two about then? You can't afford all this stuff on yourself.
Someone who says, someone who says,
Shit.
when you're ready to hear anything, to be loved,
Shut up, though.
but to be truly, 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 truly loved is more in all of this thing world.
Oh, hi, Keely. Sammy told me everything. Sorry things didn't work out between you and me, but you understand. Good night. Sweet prince.
You must have kind of soul.
Your secret is safe with me, your prince. Bye.
Man, Stud be out there with her pants hanging down, looking thicker than any gal on the old strip. For real. Man, I think it's the craziest thing when you see the women with all that hair on their chin and all that hair on their face.
Stay out of this, man.
Where you going?
To the museum for the king.
No, I don't like it. I don't like that one thing.
What's wrong with the king?
You see, you told me yourself. He's a ghost rider. How about you marry Daryl? Dresses real nice. Treats you real good.
You only like Daryl because he's rich.
Lisa, I just don't want you to have to struggle when you know that I do.
I know. Bye, Dad.
Come in. If you boys want to see me, yes, Mr. Thomas. Would you like to change your file? Damn, now what the hell have you boys done in here?
My friend Simi has bought the apartment and we would like to exchange it for another.
This stuff ain't hot.
Oh, of course not, sir. It's just that I'm going to bring a young lady up and I cannot let her see me living like this.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna let you boys stay in my apartment. Now I'll move up here.
Does your apartment look poor?
Yeah, it's a real hellhole. You'll love it.
I have a date with Lisa. Isn't that wonderful?
The girls look at him like, man, who you talking about? What's up, Rob? Coming to America made a motherfucker want to be a prince. Tell the motherfucker, throw flowers at my leaves, at my feet as I walk.
You didn't leave for Christmas pageant.
I'm King Joffrey Joffer, ruler of Zamunda.
Yeah, well, have a seat. Yeah, number two, you ready to dance?
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta know when to, I tell you, man, you gotta have a conversation to be on this internet, man. You gotta be putting out views. You gotta be able to have a conversation with people. That's what people don't understand, man. I tell people all the time that everybody got a dream, but sometimes you gotta bring other people in to make your dream come true, man. And you can't expect them folks, some of them people that you feel like they might have them big platforms, them folks ain't got no big one platform, man. You ain't gotta chase the rappers or none of that type stuff, I'm telling you. I ain't got no views on my page with no rappers and me interviewing nobody. It's just me talking. Like, my son been working
What is this?
Autograph.
What is this?
McDowell's.
Place over on Queens Boulevard.
Coming to America type shit.
My son works. What is it now?
I don't know.
He pissed.
Apart from 1-8.
He know he in trouble.
Your Majesty. What are you doing?
I received your telegram. What is a key?
Well, so how was your flight? Hope you like that?
The only job was to look after the king. How could you let him
King Joffrey went bullshitting.
Listen to me. It's gone quite mad with me.
He snatched Arsenio, our brother.
You've disgraced yourself. And you must be punished. You confine yourself to our royal suite at the Wall of History. And see that he puts on some decent attire. And I want you to bathe him thoroughly.
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. Stick around. National
That would be some shit. That if you was a king and them folk bathed you, brushed your teeth, wiped your ass, that'd be some shit. You ain't never wiped your own ass. Somebody literally been wiping your ass since you was born. You tell them you gotta go pee. I gotta go pee. The royal holder. Who is that? The royal holder. What does she hold? She hold the royal jewels when he go use the bathroom.
national anthem. We're the reason you're laughing right now. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is National Lampoon.
Oh shit.
Where we tell you about all of our great movies and TV shows. But we're not going to insult your intelligence. This is National Lampoon. Hey, you know that cartoons are also on it. Zoolander. Axel Foley.
That's it. I got real coming up.
Comedy 24/7. National Lampoon.
Oh man, the motherfucker man, ooh wee. I love to marry a princess from another country. Man, come on now. That's how I want to live in. That's how I want to live in America. I want to live. I want to see people think that if you live like a king, I'm talking about like I just want me a big boy house and have me 3, 4 people. I want a chef and I want 2 women that we all gonna be happy and some land. That's all I want. I'll be the happiest person on earth. Shit. Get out there and ride me some 4 wheelers and dirt bikes and talk shit.
Look, Simona. That's where you're from, isn't it?
Yes.
What's it like?
Beautiful place on earth. People are very friendly. You will treat like
That's what it is about it. You know it. That's why I say when you say you want peace in this world,
let's go.
ain't no peace like having 50 acres of land and you never have to deal with nobody out in the world, man. I don't care about going to clubs and bars, man, going out there and spending money that most people don't even have to be spending just trying to impress other people. Man, you got people that go out there and spend their whole paycheck on a weekend and then come Monday they call and trying to get an extension on their phone plan.
Look, don't worry.
Crazy.
You want something else?
Crazy.
Okay. See you later. Mr. McDowell?
Yeah,
There's some people here to see you.
they're not from McDonald's, right?
I don't think so.
What can I do for you?
This is King Jaffe Joseph, ruler of the moon. He is searching for his son Akeem.
Your son? Yes, my son, the prince.
Man, I heard a lot of people move to Uganda.
So heir to the throne
A lot of people moving out of the United States because it's cheaper to live in other countries. And I guess if you look at it like this, if you move to another country, you start a new leaf on life.
I'm staying at the wall.
You ain't no convicted felon in another country. You get a fresh start. Don't nobody know you. You don't gotta worry about no madness as long as you don't bring no madness, right? And it's cheaper to live.